Hi, welcome back to As They Were Written. I trust that you've done some dancing and maybe some singing since the last video. In the spring of 1965, I'd become brave enough to share my songs with close friends on bohemian nights in subterranean apartments, talking about poor old Hemingway, reading Ferlinghetti, and drinking liqueurs. I was afraid of nothing. Absolutely nothing. So by that winter, I'd booked my first public appearance at the Northern Lights Coffee House. I was 17, I had something to say. Saying something, of course, through songwriting requires two things, words and music. By the fall of 2015, I found myself in Paris, remembering the passion, the courage, and the romance of my youth. And when we returned, I had a very delightful harmonic progression, pleasant melody, but I was searching for a story or a theme for the song. My wife suggested, why don't you write a song about Paris? Well, okay, voila, Paris, I remember. Paris, I remember, boulevard de la Madeleine, just as if I'm standing again beneath a starry night from Vincent's brush. Paris, I remember, strolling on the banks of the Seine, senses filled with fresh autumn rain, the sound of laughter, the warmth of love. Paris, I remember, we were climbing those pilgrim steps. Paris, I remember, there was passion, there were no regrets. Paris, I remember, when we joined in the feast that a lost generation spread, all for the sake of the heart. Paris, I remember, wandering the streets of Monceau, searching all along for the music of a city's soul. Paris, I remember, laughter from the courtyard below, lovers sharing secrets as though they were the players in some act of God. Paris, I remember, we were climbing those pilgrim steps. Paris, I remember, there was passion, there were no regrets. Paris, I remember, when we joined in the feast that a lost generation spread, all for the sake of the heart. So thank you again for watching this series and for subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you'd like to find out about the live shows that I'm doing, or to check on my CD, This Lover's Dance, simply go to my website, www.kennethpaulcooper.com, or find me on Facebook. Again, thank you so much. See you next week.